Hey everybody, my name's JD. Figured I'd go ahead and start a YouTube channel. I have no idea what I'm doing, so this will be interesting. I am currently doing the Whole30. I don't know why is that backwards or Whole30. There we go. Anyway, so I'm currently doing the Whole30. It's an anti-inflammatory diet. Just try to teach you more so eating behaviors as opposed to eating patterns. So you eliminate a lot of stuff. You eliminate sugar. You eliminate wheat, gluten, dairy, all this stuff. Little backstory: I'm currently 41. I'll be 41 this year. I've done this before. I went from 215 pounds to 155 pounds, and I was about probably 6 or 7% body fat. So I've done this program before, and I did it for 60 days, and I dropped a considerable amount of weight. Felt great, no pain. But what pushed me to start doing do this program again is, I've been messing around with some intermittent fasting. More so doing, I use it. There's an app out there. It's called Simple, but I've been keeping track of, the times I've been fasting, and so I'll basically fast sometimes 18 to 19 hours, but then I'll gorge myself, right? And bloated, just terrible, just want to sleep. But I felt good during the course of the fasting, the 18, 19 hours, clear head, all that stuff. But the problem is I'm not really seeing the results I want, and I've actually started gaining weight because I gorge myself. I enjoy chocolate, sweets. Man, I love food so much, so much that I use it as it's almost like an addiction, basically. I don't know how much of you know about sugar and the reward center of your brain, and how the foods we eat really fire that up. To the extent of, it's very similar to when you do drugs. They're so addictive because it stimulates the reward part of our brain. A lot of our foods do that now. But anyway, so back to this Whole30 thing. I'm starting to do it again because, like I said, I wasn't seeing the results with the intermittent fasting. And I'd wake up in the mornings and, man, I'm at about 180 pounds, between 180 and 185 before I started this program. I've been on this program 5 days. I've already dropped 7 pounds. I'm not supposed to be getting on the scale. It's part of the Whole30 program. Don't get on the scale. You're not doing this to lose weight. You're doing this to feel just overall better. It's not about weight loss. It's not about anything. It's about, ridding inflammation from your body. So, like I said, I would, I was on the fasting kick. I'd wake up in the mornings. My lower back would feel like it's breaking. Pain at my feet sometimes would feel like there might even be some swelling in there, and it'd be a little tender, until I got up moving for about 5 or 10 minutes, got my coffee in me, So that being said, the 5 days that I've been on this program, I have woke up and literally just bounced out of bed. The swelling in the feet is not there. The pain in the back is not there. And I do believe it's this program. So I'm gonna keep up with it. Like I say, I'm on day 5. I might just start charting my progress. Right now, as you see, I got some sweet potatoes here. I'm gonna cut them up into some cubes. I'm gonna throw them in my air fryer. Today I had, so far I got up this morning. I went to the gym without eating, but I went to the gym. I had a good workout, hour and a half, 2 hours workout. Played basketball. I love basketball. It's one of my favorite things to do. Very passionate about it. But that being said, I've come home. I cooked myself scrambled eggs. I did 3 eggs. I did half an avocado. I sliced it up, which I've already ate that. I had an apple and I had a banana. And I'm currently doing, it's a sweet potato. So it's a pretty big meal, but I skipped breakfast, which I shouldn't do. The Whole30, it says to eat breakfast. A lot of times what happens is our hormones get all out of balance, and, you know, the Whole30, you know, according to the Whole30, some of the literature is if you wake up and you're not hungry, that maybe your hormones are out of balance. And that's another thing the Whole30 does, is try to get your hormones back on track, as opposed to being, pretty far out of whack. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and document, this Whole30 experience and share it with you guys. I don't know if there's a lot of these videos. I'm sure there are. I don't even know why I'm doing a YouTube channel. It's interesting. Just something to try, I guess. The air fryer's nice. That is something, that these sweet potatoes, what I'm doing right now, you can see I had a whole sweet potato. I cut it into 3 smaller pieces. I put those pieces up like this one here. And then what I do is I'll cut it in 3 equal parts, and then I'll flatten it out like this. And then I'll take each of those flattened parts, and you want to do it about a 1/2 inch thick. And then I'll cut this. Looks like there's an ant on my cutting board. I don't know. So anyway, I'll do that. As you see, there's the cubes. I'll put this in the air fryer. Spray it down with some. I use some. You can use olive oil. It's a pretty neat thing. A lot of times I'll spray it's an avocado oil here. I'll spray that down. I'll spray the potatoes. I'll spray the basket, and I'll spray some on the actual potatoes themselves. And you put it on. I do believe it's 400 for. I think it's 12 to 13 minutes. And at the halfway point, you pull the basket out, you shake it up, and put it back in. But the sweet potatoes. So I've done the Whole30 before. Like I said, I used to find that I felt nauseous, and I would feel just weird. And, I got on some of these Whole30 forums and looked, what might be causing that. And, it's your blood sugar. Your body gets so used. Everything has sugar in it these days, right? Your body gets so used to using that sugar, that refined sugar, as its energy, and the easy carbs that we eat, like chips. But our body gets used to using them simple sugars. And that's what our body uses for energy. With this Whole30, your body, it's more complex hydrates or carbohydrates, such as bananas, fruit and vegetables, right? Those are harder to break down. They're called a complex carbohydrate because your body actually has to break them down, in order for you to use them for energy. Whereas like chips, they're already broken down into the simplest form. It's just a simple carb. Bam, you put it in, your body's able to use it right away. Whereas your body has to work. So there's some adjustment period, especially if you start the Whole30 cold. The adjustment period sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's some diarrhea. There's like I said, I used to feel nauseous. So it's not an easy program to follow, but if you can make it past day 3, because the first time I did this program, man, I remember day 3 was my worst, and I gave in. I left my job. I'm a nurse. I was working at a nursing home. I left that job, and I went to the grocery store because I wanted ice cream. I wanted Ben & Jerry's fish food. I'm like, man, I'm so hungry. I did 2 days, and the cravings were ridiculous. I'm not even, it was ridiculous. So I go to the grocery store, and, I go to the ice cream aisle, and I felt almost some shame a little bit. I felt a little bit of guilt, and I started picking up products and looking at the ingredients. And it's so easy not to believe that food is a major reason why our health is the way it is and whatnot. But just pick up a package in a grocery store. I think it's somewhere along the lines of 80% of the products we buy in our grocery stores has added sugar. And it can be, if you start this Whole30 program, you can get into the literature, but the added sugar can be high fructose corn syrup. It can be, anything, even sweeteners. Sweeteners are prohibited from the Whole30 because sweeteners, your body uses them just like they use, added refined sugar, the white sugar. So anyway, I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, the reason why I eat this sweet potato. I try to do a sweet potato a day is because it helps with the nausea. It helps. It's a very good at keeping your blood sugar levels. It's like a slow burn, if that makes sense. So if you eat a candy bar, your blood sugar is going to be like, oh, it's going to spike. Your blood sugar, it's going to spike, right? Because simple sugars, your body attacks it real quick. Bam, it sends those the blood sugars levels up. Bam, but they come crashing down, right? With a sweet potato, it's very good at maintaining your blood sugar levels over an extended period of time. It's a slow burn, basically. So that sweet potato got rid of my nausea, and I'll tell you, once I started the potato, and this is after the first time on the Whole30, adding that sweet potato did a world of difference for me. And like I said, I went from 215, I weighed 215 pounds, to 155 pounds and about 6-7% body fat. I did that all within about a month and a half. And I mean, I was running, and I have always been very active. I've been, I either lift or I play basketball or I run. I've ran 5 or 6 half marathons. I've ran some 5Ks, it's never too late to start eating right or feeling better. And, I play basketball now with a lot of younger kids, and this diet should help because I've gone through some injuries, a groin muscle injury, a calf, sprain. But this diet it's going to eliminate a lot of these injuries. And as well, I will lose weight with it. But that, like I said, that's not what the program is intended for. The Whole30 program is intended for. But I would definitely suggest getting the book, and I would definitely suggest looking into it. But the fact that I'm pain-free, and I've only been on this for 5 days, and I was doing the intermittent fasting to where I wouldn't eat anything for 16, 17 hours, but still waking up feeling that, man, I felt like my back was breaking to the point where I'm like, man, we might have to switch beds. Being on this Whole30, this anti-inflammatory diet for a matter of 5 days, each day I'm waking up, there's no back pain. It's insane. I mean, it's even my groin, it feels better, my calf, and it's been 5 days. So, like I said, I'm going to try to document this journey. I think I'm going to try to start a YouTube channel. I don't know why, honestly. I guess I don't really have much else to do, maybe. But anyway, this is the first video. So, tell me what you guys think. If anyone's thinking about starting a Whole30, has questions, hey man, ask. Like I said, I definitely would get the book. But yeah, it's worth it. Trust me. And like I said, I've done it once, and the way it helped was insane. The way I felt, the mind clarity. Mind clarity is the big thing. Like your mind. I used to be I'm a nurse, so I would be mentally fatigued. I started that program. When I started that program the first time, that mental fatigue, dude, that fogginess, I didn't get mental fatigue. So I do have severe ADHD though. And I take a medication for that. It's not just one pill, but it helps. It helps. This diet helps with your mind. It helps with your patience. It helps with just whatever. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's always easier to take a pill though. It's always easier to take a pill as opposed to, figuring out diet-wise what you got to do, and it's so much easier to give in to those urges when in regards to sugar than it is to stay away from them and make whole meals, make the sweet potato I'm making, I hear that it takes 21 days to make something a habit. 21 days is a short span of your life. 30 days is a short span of your life. But 21 days to make a habit. I'm on day 5, and I've done this before, but there is some cooking and there is effort that goes into it. But like, there's effort that goes into anything that you want to be, that's worth going through. I mean, the effort thing is anything, there's effort involved. there's not effort involved, you know, going buying a candy bar because, you know, there's excuses you can make, you know, well, I was out running around today and I just didn't have anything to do. So I stopped at this store and I got a cheeseburger. Well, you could have swung by a grocery store or something like that, picked up some sardines or something like that. But anyway, my kids are acting up at this point. My son might have got stung by a bee. But anyway, this is the first video. God bless. Hope you guys check it out.